these trials are rigged, and this whole game is illegitimate.
Oh, that. Right. Yeah, I definitely messed that up. Sorry about that.
But it doesn't matter too much because they're gonna have a new killing game. She could probably just create a new killing game and start over from scratch.
So, is that all you have to say?
See, this is what I was worried about. Like, proving that she broke the rules, that this is all illegitimate, that this is all nonsense. Who cares? Why does that mean that she has to stop the killing game? Why does that mean that she's just gonna, okay, you can all go now. You proved that I was wrong. Oh man, oh shucks. I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. Like, that's not gonna work. I mean, well, to be fair, it could work. In video game logic, it could work. In real life logic, there's no way that makes any sense.
The viewers won't accept that kind of apology. You gotta stop the killing game.
In Danganronpa 1, it worked. Because of the video game logic. And because of the people watching logic.
The viewers?
Yeah, are there actually no viewers?
It seems like you're on the wrong track, so let me explain.
Okay, so first, I'll start with the event that inspired me to plan this killing game. That was about the time the meteorite impact started intensifying.
Okay, so there's an event that inspired her.
Did she just start some
During the
big
meteorites.
story on her own?
She has to monologue. She's the big evil villain. Don't you know that, Himiko?
I knew of Hope's Peak Academy's Gopher Project, and my inner Junko told me.
Crushing the Gopher Project, humanity's last hope, would be the perfect despair.
That's when I took over the killing game I devised.
So, one thing I'm wondering is how this Junko came to be in the first place. I'm wondering, did Tsumugi just accidentally become like this? Like, did she decide one day, oh, you know what? You know who would be very difficult to cosplay? You know who would be funny to cosplay for Halloween or something? I'll cosplay Junko. And since Tsumugi gets so into her cosplays and is such a perfect ultimate cosplayer, she actually got too into it. So into her cosplaying that she basically manifested the soul of Junko in herself by cosplaying Junko too hard. And that soul of Junko that she manifested through her own cosplaying talent took over her real self. That is my current theory.
I forced those selected as humanity's last hope to play my killing game.
And then I took the name Tsumugi Shirogane and sneaked in among them.
Snuck in among them. But what about the real Tsumugi then?
Did Kokichi know about this? Wasn't he a remnant of despair?
Because, hold on. Where's the truth bullets? Do we have? We have the list of people, right? The list of people. Tsumugi would have to be on there. She said she snuck in. Was there already another Tsumugi that she took the place of, or is she the real Tsumugi? I was thinking she was the real Tsumugi. So what do you mean you snuck in? And yeah, Kokichi said he was a remnant of despair and got some of his memories back, but that was from the flashback light, and the flashback light is flawed, right?
He was your comrade, right? Comrade? Junko Enoshima doesn't have comrades.
True.
It's like, you don't need a remote after you've thrown out the TV, right?
The remnants of despair are just a bunch of despair fanboys and fangirls.
But I am despair itself.
No, I think you're just another despair fangirl, just like everyone else.
I am a god of despair. Kokichi was just one of my believers.
A god wouldn't be comrades with one of their believers, right?
Then Kokichi didn't know your true identity either.
What a hopeless existence he led. To the end, he had no idea the object of his worship was right under his nose.
I don't care about your story. Tell us about the people watching. Who's this killing game being shown to? Where are the survivors of humanity? There's nobody watching.
Huh?
Really? Okay, so that was just nonsense.
We were the last 16 people alive, you know? Who could be watching? Humanity is gone.
Unless that's all just a lie.
No, you're lying. If this isn't being shown to anyone, why care so much about rules?
Since it's more fun that way, maybe?
You're the one who keeps talking about making the game interesting. For whom?
For herself.
That was just a part of my perfect reproduction.
I mean, that's fair.
You're what?
I just perfectly reproduced my own killing game is all. Just like the old Junko.
And now are you gonna perfectly reproduce her end as well? Like having yourself fail at the end and get destroyed?
The original was meant to be shown, so that's how I made mine.
You just wanted to recreate the past killing game. That's it?
Yep, that's it.
This is all just a historical reenactment?
There are no survivors of humanity. Things are just as you recalled. That is the truth of the Ultimate Academy killing game!
That is quite a plot twist for there to be no plot twist.
No, that's wrong!
No, that's wrong! Well, we'll see.
Oh dear! I am so surprised!
Maybe we all remember that there's no one left out there. But how do we know our memories are real?
What do you mean by that? You think your memories are wrong?
Yeah, we have good reason to believe that.
There's something that's been bothering me about our memories. Here, look at this book.
A complete history of Hope's Peak Academy?
This book contains years of research about Hope's Peak Academy. Nothing would indicate this book is a prop. I believe the information here is accurate.
Okay.
But there's a lot written in here that differs from our memories.
Which part specifically?
What is different?
To know that for certain, I'll need everyone's help. I want you all to tell me everything that you remember about Hope's Peak Academy.
Yeah, because when we were investigating, Shuichi, she had some sort of realization while reading that. And I didn't understand what it was.
We just need to talk about what we remember from Hope's Peak? Okay.
Okay, let me take another look at that truth bullet first. History of the battle. Compiled by researchers. Contradicts the memory Shuichi and Maki received from the flashback light. What was that memory that they received from the flashback light? Key passages. Ultimate despair caused this stuff. Refers to the group from Junko and Oshima. 78th class. Sealed themselves in. Had to be scouted by the school itself. There was no applications. Is that the part? Does it say, is there some truth bullet that says how we were chosen? I don't think we have a truth bullet about it though. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just continue.
So it started with the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That event originated at Hope's Peak Academy, inspiring wars and terrorism around the world. It would not be hyperbole to say that event brought despair to all mankind.
And it was all caused by a single high school girl.
Yeah, it was me!
Well, the
Junko
real
and
you.
Oshima enrolled in Hope's Peak Academy as the ultimate fashionista. But my real identity was the ultimate despair. In order to cover the world in despair, I put my plans...
Wait a minute. Something doesn't add up here.
Huh? I detect no discrepancy in my memory banks.
Yes. Everything we just said is just like we remember it.
Please explain, Shuichi.
But it doesn't match what's written in the history of Hope's Peak Academy.
Which part doesn't match? I'll determine exactly why later. For now, I need to identify the discrepancy.
So you gotta play Spot the Difference!
Alright, this I don't know. I guess I'm just not paying close enough attention to it.
Point out what everyone is mistaken about in their memories of Hope's Peak Academy. Alright, time to play some Danganronpa trivia!
What? What does that mean? Okay, we're doing it this way. That's unfortunate. I'd rather would have a multiple choice question. But here we go.
The biggest, most awful,
Only
most
one
tragic
truth bullet.
event in human history.
That event
Yeah.
inspiring war and terrorism around the world.
The cause of all that despair was just a single high school girl.
Well,
A student of Hope's Peak Academy.
The ultimate despair! Junko Enoshima!
it was that his ultimate despair was an entire group.
In my power.
Is that the idea?
Spread despair over the entire world!
Something about that statement doesn't match with the history. Was the ultimate despair really just one person? Okay, I guess that's the discrepancy?
The biggest,
I
most
mean,
awful...
but it's still true that it was started by Junko, right? It's still true that she was the core of the issue. So I think that's why I didn't really think anything of it.
Most
Because it's
tragic
not
event in
necessarily
human
wrong
history.
that Junko was
That event
the one who
originated
that originated it.
inspiring war.
But okay, I guess we need to make that distinction for some reason.
The cause of all that despair. Single high school girl.
There we go.
That's wrong! One high school girl started the tragedy, the ultimate despair, Junko Enoshima. At least that's what I remember. But that's not what this book says. Ultimate despair doesn't just refer to Junko Enoshima. It refers to a group and the movement that came after.
Yeah, but wasn't she's at the core of the group, so isn't the concept still the same?
There's more to ultimate despair than Junko Enoshima.
Okay, but does that prove that our memories are wrong?
This is the first time I've heard about this. Wasn't Junko the ultimate despair?
She was.
That's what I recall as well.
Just wasn't the only
That
one.
label should only apply to her.
Really? Okay, this is news to me that they didn't believe that the ultimate despair was an entire group.
Coincidences sure are scary. Everyone misremembered the same thing.
Coincidence? Misremembered?
No, it's no coincidence. I know there's a difference in these memories.
And that's not all. There are other discrepancies I'd like to point out.
Ugh, does it even matter? I'm bored already. Just shut up.
So, let's continue where we left off.
I mean, if she's bored already, she can just tell us the actual answers.
Junko resorted to different tactics to cover the world with despair. The killing game between the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy, for example.
They were locked up and forced into the killing game by the ultimate despair.
But boo-hoo. When I, the one who started it all, died, events were set in motion.
And the world began to move towards restoration.
Then the fight between the Future Foundation and the remnants of despair raged on!
Yeah, and I still don't have the full conclusion on all of that because I know there's still a movie that I need to watch or something like that that gives some more closure on like what happened to the children, like Monica and whatnot.
The worst case scenario was avoided! Yay! A happy ending.
And I will watch that. Not yet, there are more points that conflict with the history. I'll point those out next. Okay, what are the more points that conflict with the history? Again, I don't know,
The biggest,
but
most
let's
awful,
see.
most tragic event in human history happened because Junko had prepared countless ways of spreading despair.
Like the killing game of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy.
They were held prisoner by the ultimate despair and forced into the killing game. Oh, I have some bad news about that. The events that my death set in motion are only now reaching their climax.
So the remnants of despair and the Future Foundation are still fighting, but for now, we've avoided the worst of it.
They're still fighting, but we've avoided the worst of it. But everyone else, but what are you talking about? What? They're not still fighting because everyone's dead, right? That was the idea. It's different from our memories after all. What's the contradiction? What, the lack of talk about the meteorite stuff? I mean, this book could have just been written before the meteorite stuff happened, right? But is that what we're getting at?
Event in human history.
I'm gonna guess that's what's going on here. The fact that the meteorite stuff is missing.
Still fighting.
Oh, I missed.
But for now, we
I'll try that again. Zoom back around. This ability where I can just instantly destroy white noise is really useful. There we go.
still fighting.
No, that's not it. Remnants of Despair and the Future Foundation, they both existed, right? You can see it written here in the complete history of Hope's Peak Academy.
Oh no!
Okay, never mind. I guess I was wrong.
Tragic event in
78th class of Hope.
78th class? Was it 78th? Is that what it said? Yep, it said 78th.
They were held prisoner by the ultimate despair.
Is this the problem? They weren't held prisoner by the ultimate despair?
It wasn't the ultimate despair that trapped the 78th class in Hope's Peak Academy.
Oh, they trapped themselves. Right. But also no? Like, I mean, the thing is, this stuff is also, it's like half true. It's half true that the ultimate despair trapped them there. Because they sealed themselves there. But they also had their memories wiped and then weren't allowed to leave because of the ultimate despair. So it is actually correct.
It was the class themselves. They shut themselves in.
shut themselves in?
Why would they shut themselves in?
See, this stuff is just like, this information is so ingrained into my brain at this point that I don't really question, like, when they bring up, oh, the ultimate despair sealed them in. I'm like, yeah, they did. Or if they said, like, they sealed themselves in, they're like, yeah, they did. Because both of those are true. I wouldn't look at that and think there's any inconsistency in those two takes. Because I know they're both right. They're just slightly different perspectives on the truth. But okay.
It has to do with the Hope's Peak Academy shelter project. During the tragedy, the 78th class trapped themselves inside Hope's Peak Academy for protection.
So our memory of the 78th class being trapped by the ultimate despair?
Are you saying our memories are wrong?
It just means those documents were written all half-assed. There's no need to worry about it. Your memories are all correct.
What you've been saying isn't consistent. First you said it was just coincidence.
Is that so?
Let's just move on. I want to talk about one more thing from our memories. It's about the rebuilt Hope's Peak Academy that we were attending.
What about Hope's Peak Academy?
There's no doubt that the 16 of us were students at Hope's Peak Academy. We heard it had been rebuilt and was accepting applications for talented students again.
Well, but it's not that there's no doubt. I can doubt that because that's only stuff that we know about from your memories. That isn't something I know from other games.
And so, we gathered at the brand new Hope's Peak Academy.
Since Hope's Peak Academy was large, We were all in separate classes. But there's no doubt we were students of the new school.
It's like I thought. There's something wrong there. But why? Why are our memories so different?
Hope's Peak Academy
Okay,
was
what is it
rebuilt.
now?
And with that, recruitment of talented students resumed.
When we found out, we came to the new Hope's Peak Academy.
The new Hope's Peak Academy was a huge school. Which
Okay.
is why we were all in different classes.
But we're all the same! That's right. We were all students of Hope's Peak.
Why? Why are our memories different? What's going on here? What am I refuting here? So there's the idea that people don't apply to Hope's Peak Academy, right? Instead, they have to get scouted by the school themselves. But we're talking about the new Hope's Peak Academy, not the old, right? Hope's Peak Academy did not admit students by application. The only way to be admitted was by being scouted. So sure, that was true of the previous Hope's Peak. Is that true of the new Hope's Peak that was created afterwards? We don't know, but is that what I'm supposed to say?
Hope's Peak
Am I
Academy
supposed to
was
assume
rebuilt.
that they kept the same rules for no reason, even though that was what caused the tragedy in the
Recruitment
first
of talented
place?
students resumed.
I am?
That's wrong! We remember Hope's Peak Academy taking applications from talented students.
Okay.
But that's not what's written here.
But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's written there, because what's written there has to do with the old Hope's Peak Academy, the one from the 78th class, the one that had the killing game, the one that was completely destroyed, the one that was now been rebuilt into a new academy. There's no why would they have the same rules? That doesn't make any sense. In the rules themselves, those criteria themselves were one of the reasons why the Ultimate Despair was in the Remnants of Despair existed in the first place. The Remnants of Despair were unhappy. They were unhappy that they were not in like the real school. They weren't in, they were like, I forget what part of they were. They were reserve students, right? They were in the reserve courses. And there was like there was a distinction between it. There were different social classes in the school, and that is what caused a whole bunch of resentment and a whole bunch of problems. So why, knowing that their existing system caused so many problems, why would they recreate it precisely with the same exact rules? There's no reason. There's literally no reason they would do that. That would be the stupidest thing you could possibly do. So if this is all correct, and that is really what happened, that Makoto and the rest of the Future Foundation were like, you know what, guys? Let's do Hope's Peak Academy again. But not different, exactly the same as before. Surely nothing will ever go wrong with this. If that is really what happened, then that is a dumb thing to happen, and I do not agree with it, and I think that is dumb. However, we don't know if that's actually what happened. We don't have all the information yet. So let's keep going and find out if that's true or not.
The Academy did not take applications. All of their students were scouted.
Scouted? I've never heard that.
I wasn't scouted. I applied to Hope's Peak Academy on my own.
Me too. I chose to come to Hope's Peak. At least, that's what I remember.
And I see nothing wrong with that. I see nothing
Are you
wrong with
saying
those
we're
memories.
remembering it wrong?
But what if this book's just wrong? Researchers make mistakes too.
Neither are wrong. They don't have to both be wrong. It was talking about a different version of the school.
Maybe so, but I'm not getting all this from just the book. There is other evidence as well.
Oh, tell me, this is important.
Other what?
Is it evidence that's not restricted to a specific time frame like the book is?
The killing game we're in now is one that began with Hope's Peak Academy. So this is the third game after Hope's Peak and Jabberwock Island.
I guess.
But remember what Rantaro said?
Yeah, he said that there was another killing game that he participated in. Well, the truth is, this isn't your first killing game. You're the ultimate survivor. You survived last killing game. Yeah, we know.
But Rantaro's name wasn't listed among the past participants of the game.
It wasn't. You mean in the history book, you mean?
He was not present at the 2 killing games that Junko orchestrated.
Yeah, he was present in the one here. I already get that.
Then, which killing game did Rantaro participate in?
Well, the third killing game that we've never seen.
I'm not entirely sure, but it's clearly inconsistent, isn't it?
Well, I guess fourth if you include the Ultra Despair Girls killing game.
And the inconsistencies don't stop there. Kokichi's account is also suspect.
Kokichi's account is inconsistent too.
Remind me, what was Kokichi's account? I realized we had that truth bullet, but I didn't look at it. One of the videos? Right, it's the one with all of his fellow members. He got his own thing. Secret Society. Harmless pranks.
Oh, an inconsistency? Do tell.
We remember Kokichi as a remnant of despair. But I don't think that's true. He wasn't a remnant of despair.
No, of course not. Kokichi has always been great. That was obvious.
He wasn't a remnant of despair?
That's impossible! He was definitely a remnant of despair.
Yeah, that's definitely something that points to our memories being fake.
The remnants of despair were the ones who tried to stop the Gopher Project. And Kokichi was their leader. If he was the one leading the remnants of despair, then he must have been second only to the ultimate despair herself.
Yes, he loved me more than anyone. Like an obsessed fan hiding in the bushes.
I don't believe you at all.
So where's your proof he wasn't a remnant of despair?
The proof that Kokichi isn't a remnant of despair. Well, it's his account. They already said that. Motive video.
This is it! The motive video we found in Kokichi's dorm room.
Kokichi Yoma, Ultimate Supreme Leader, caused mayhem the world over as leader of the organization. Petty, non-violent crimes and harmless pranks. Yep, exactly up his alley. Anyway, Kokichi had 10 loyal goons. They were like friends and family.
An organization centered around petty crimes, one that forbids murder. And in addition to that, the group was only 10 people. That's far too few to be the same group that tried to sabotage the Gopher Project. Meaning that whatever group Kokichi was a part of is not the remnants of despair. His motive video clearly contradicts our memories. The memory we have of Kokichi being a remnant has to be false.
You mean he wasn't a remnant of despair? That's not possible.
Of course it's possible. It was impossible for it to be otherwise. It was always impossible for Kokichi to be a bad person. Always.
Come to think of it, we never actually heard it directly from him.
But it's still not possible.
Kokichi didn't tell us because he wasn't exposed to that flashback light. And neither was Kaito.
Go. Doesn't know. Hope? Despair?
Kaito didn't appear to know anything about the remnants of despair or Junko Enoshima.
If they'd been exposed to it, maybe we'd know the truth.
Maybe it's better that they weren't. I think the people who were affected by that flashback light were wrong.
Yeah, we were all given false information from it.
What do you mean?
All of these weird inconsistencies are from memories we got from the flashback lights.
So the flashback lights are the cause?
You found the classroom that makes all the flashback lights, right, Shuichi?
Yeah, now we're gonna explain how they can give whatever memories you want.
Yes, and I noticed something strange about it. I actually did a little experimenting with a device hidden in the room. It allowed you to select the memory that a flashback light would recover. However, some of the memories were inconsistent with each other. One might say there are survivors, but another would say there are no survivors. Bizarre, right? The flashback lights allegedly help us recover our memories. We're supposed to remember the truth that we forgot, and there should only be one truth. But then, having the option to recover contradictory memories doesn't make sense.
Then what are you saying?
Huh?
The flashback light isn't for recovering lost memories? Is that what you're saying? Then what was it for?
I mean, that's obvious. It was to trick us.
Huh?
This is not a difficult question.
Go on, tell them. What are the flashback lights for? ...
What are the flashback lights used for? Why can you select different memories? And what does it mean if those memories contradict each other? If I put all the pieces together, it'll all make sense. We'll be able to see the real truth. Oh, okay, Amy Man's Gambit. It's been a while since we did this one. I didn't mean to do that. Or actually, is that my special ability or whatever? Does what to memories? What am I searching for here? Is it imitate? Is that what we're looking to spell here? I don't actually know how to spell imitate. It says you have 2 M's. It doesn't. Crap. What does it do to memories? I don't think it's imitate, it's something else. Okay, imp. I still don't know what I'm spelling here. Implant? Okay, that doesn't really... That word doesn't really get across the purpose of why we're doing this, but okay. I understand it's hard to, you know, translate little games like this into English, but okay.
Yes, that's it. The flashback light isn't supposed to help us remember anything.
It's supposed to
It's a
implant new
tool for
memories.
implanting false memories.
Planting memories?
Yes, the memories you could select for the flashback lights weren't our real memories. They were memories to be implanted inside us. That's why the contents of those memories contradict each other. Once we're exposed to a flashback light, those memories become the truth to us.
So the memories we recovered with the flashback lights were...
When those flashback lights appear and there's a bunch of words in the background, wasn't one of the words like fake or something like that? I feel like I've tried to read some of the words in the background before, and one of them might have been that.
Not real. They were all
Or
false
false.
memories. They were all lies.
Lies?
Oh, what a horrible truth! If the memories from the flashback lights are lies, then everything was a lie! Oh, the suspense and foreshadowing was for nothing!
I guess? Well, we still...
Can you believe it? It's like everything that happened didn't matter at all.
I don't know if I'd say that. I'd say everything that happened is only what the only thing that matters is everything that happened. Anything else that didn't happen is what doesn't matter. And that's our fake memories, right? So we can still believe whatever it is we saw with our own eyes, hopefully. Well, at least to some extent. Like, when we saw the outside world, it's possible that that was an illusion of some sort. But we can at least trust it more than we can our memories. The stuff with the whole meteor stuff, we can't trust that at all. We can't trust that even happened at all.
Well, that is what it means.
Huh?
Lies are just like snowballs. The more you roll them, the bigger they get. The bigger they are, the more fun and shocking it is when they're revealed.
I get the analogy, and I think that makes sense.
That's why everything up till now has been lies. That's the truth.
The memories from the flashback lights were just lies?
It's just as Shuichi said. The flashback lights are not for recovering lost memories. They're tools for implanting new ones. The light they emit is actually information that has been converted to light waves. That light is being directed into the brain, causing a deja vu sort of phenomenon.
Don't try to science this up, Monokuma. Don't try to science up some like sci-fi nonsense. You don't even try to explain it, okay?
The brain gets confused and thinks the info it just received happened in the past.
Sure. Just hand wave it, Monokuma. Just stop while you're ahead.
We were just confused. For example, your memories of being students of Hope's Peak Academy?
Hey, you guys don't have anything to do with Hope's Peak Academy.
I mean, we all did have different outfits at the very beginning of the game and also just all throughout, really. Outfits from different schools. And I did try to like pay attention to that in the very first episode, if you recall. But that was explained through the flashback lights that we left Hope's Peak Academy and went off into other schools.
None of us were ever students there. It was just a fake memory.
So if that's all true, then that goes back to whether or not we even are who we think we are. Like how at the very start of the game, we hadn't had the idea that we were ultimates implanted in us yet. So, are our ultimate abilities also implanted? Is that even possible? Because some of them are more have like physical aspects to them. Like being the ultimate tennis pro. I don't know.
We're not students from Hope's Peak? Yep, that was all fake.
Looking back, it was a mistake to have you remember Hope's Peak.
I didn't originally plan on giving you those memories, but I was in a rush and overlooked all those inconsistencies, so you figured it all out.
I don't know if I believe that. I feel like everything that Monokuma does is always intentional. Even if
It's hopelessly the worst.
even if it causes us to figure out the truth, it just means that they wanted us to figure out the truth.
So that's why Kokichi had to die?
Good job, Mr. Detective. You got it.
She's like letters in her eyes. Her right eye has a V, and her left eye has an E. Is that relevant somehow? Is there some meaning behind that? It's clearly intentional. I don't know why, though. A V and an E. I'll just remember that for later.
The only
But-
reason we thought Kokichi was a remnant was because of the flashback lights. But he did say that he was the leader of a cult organization.
Yeah, but he's just like that.
That was a lie he invented himself.
No, he wasn't lying. He really was the leader of a cult organization, just not a very scary one.
He wanted to be the mastermind. He wanted us to believe it.
Hey, he is a mastermind. He's a mastermind in my heart.
That's why he lied.
Anyway, I gotta confess. You know that cult I mentioned earlier? The leader's me. Huh? Which means the mastermind who snuck Monokuma into the Ark is... me! Okay.
He usurped the mastermind's role, but in doing so, became a thorn in their side. So to get rid of that hindrance, the mastermind played along with the lie. The mastermind manipulated us into thinking Kokichi was a remnant of despair.
At the same time, having everyone remember Hope's Peak Academy made you guys target him because you thought he was a remnant of despair.
You were using the flashback lights to control us?
That's not that surprising. He's been used to doing everything to control us. Everything, every action.
And the reason I tried to kill Kokichi was...
You were being controlled by false memories, like putty in the mastermind's hands. But Maki wasn't the only one being controlled. You all were! Remember when Kokichi revealed the truth of the outside world? You all got so depressed, you couldn't even focus on the killing game!
Wait, then, to make us recover from that, you...
Yep, we gave you memories of being Hope's Peak Academy students, the symbol of hope.
So you all could face despair. You controlled us with that big memory?
Well, it wasn't just that memory. It was all of them up till now. New mysteries and truths turn to motivation. Motivation drives a story. Everything from the flashback lights was just motivation to move you forward.
Yeah, none of that's very surprising.
But I guess it was fake motivation.
But it's all the
You
same.
idiots kept getting jerked around by meaningless lies.
It's not any different from the other meaningless lies and other motivations that he's given before. Like in Danganronpa 1, he's given people like similar fake motives.
This class trial was like that too, wasn't it? Why was it you were so motivated to do it?
Yeah, because the fake memories we
Because
just
you got
got.
a memory from one of the flashback lights, right?
Hey, enough white screens,
Was
game.
that also a memory you
Black
used to
screens instead,
control us?
please.
Hey, what was it you guys remembered from it again? At first, you ran away from the Gopher Project, humanity's last hope.
I see. Right, and because all these memories that we got were fabricated, that means that, like, this new Junko or whatever probably named this kid Makoto as a joke, as a meme, basically, as just like a sick joke in order to get back at Makoto. Like having this child called Makoto go and give people encouragement or hope or whatever it is, right? Like, that's why that kid was in the memories.
But then, you bravely chose to accept your fate. You took on all the wishes of your friends and family. And now, you remember how you got here. You remembered that you had all been entrusted with the world's hope, right? Remembering the weight of that hope should have made you feel stronger. I have to escape! I'll never give up! I won't be defeated by the mastermind!
Still looking at those eyes, trying to think. Twins B. Horse A. I mean, that V and E are kind of close to an upside down A and B, right? It's kind of close, right?
Even though Kaito and Kokichi were gone, and Kibo started to go berserk, you guys didn't give up hope. You decided to face this killing game, right?
You were controlling our emotions? Even our resolve to defeat the mastermind?
This is a killing game. A death game where emotions run like blood.
Yeah, this game in particular was way more manipulated than any of the other ones so far. Like, the mastermind has had, their control and, like, their hand in things has been very thorough. And this fake Junko, this Tsumugi, she's saying that she's become a perfect replica of Junko, but I don't think so. And I think Junko, the real Junko, would never have been so hands-on about her approach to all this. That wasn't really how she was or what she was about.
If the participants aren't trying their best to live, it's just not very exciting.
Oh, the memories were fake? Then what was everything till now?
The thing you should really be wondering is, what are your real memories? Or do you have any real memories to begin with? Again, it's possible we're all just clones.
That memory, and that memory. And that memory, 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 and that.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird for the whole, like, meteor plot to just come out of nowhere. And this explains
They were all
why.
fake memories then. Where are we? Why are we in this killing game?
Yeah, who knows? My plans for mankind's last killing game kind of just fell apart.
Sure, they did.
So figure out why on your own. This is a class trial after all.
Again, why the V and the E? Why are they so defined? Like, they're incredible, especially in this shot right here. Those shapes are incredibly defined and obvious and important. And we get such a, like, focus on them, I feel.
Then, who are you? I don't know who you are.
Oh, what's not to understand?
Yeah, what does he mean?
Became me. What about that don't you get?
If this killing game is connected to Hope's Peak Academy, then I believe you. This is certainly the work of someone carrying on Junko Inoshima's will. But we have nothing to do with Hope's Peak, so you can't be Junko. So who the hell are you?
I'm me, no one else.
What, Hajime? Excuse me? Now you're switching to cosplaying somebody else?
What is this?
Huh? You know him, don't you? He was in the Jabberwock Island killing game.
Yeah. Hajime, also known as Izuru Kamakura.
I'm Hajime Hinata.
That's not what we mean. What are you doing?
But we left him on an island, along with a bunch of other folks, supposedly, like, getting out of their whole despair phase. Did that not work?
What am I doing? I'm just cosplaying.
I mean, that's also fair. Like, you can appear as whoever you want to, apparently.
Cosplaying?
Yeah, this is just cosplay.
How dare you cosplay Mahiru?
But it's not just normal cosplay, because I can perfectly replicate the character.
Check it out! Even my voice sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, but anime logic, so it does.
Is Junko Enoshima also?
Yes, it's my cosplay.
Also, you only show yourself as dead characters, right? Does that mean that Yasuhiro is dead? Because Yasuhiro survived the first killing game. How long ago was the first Killing Game? We're not totally sure. He could could have just died of old age or something. I don't remember if Kazuichi made it out alive, I'll be honest.
I can perfectly reproduce a number of characters and actually become them.
Okay, so prediction: she's gonna become Kaede just to mess with Shuichi.
This is the talent of the ultimate cosplayer.
Characters?
How can she cosplay as students of Hope's Peak Academy?
Are the V and the E initials? Is there a character whose name starts with a V? Like for E, Enoshima, I guess. What's Kaede's last name is Akamatsu, right? Yeah, it is. So the A could stand for, the V could be an A, that stands for Akamatsu. And it could be like the sister, again, like the twin sister. I'm looking for A's and V's and B's and Gino. Just looking at the letters. Rantaro Amami? I don't think you're secretly Rantaro at this point. But it could it be Kaede's sister still? Could the A, or the V, which looks kind of like an A, could that actually be an A? And then the E, could that be like standing for whatever the first name of Kaede's twin sister is?
Because Tsumugi told us.
That's what cosplay is supposed to be in the first place. Lately, some people prefer to cosplay as non-fictional characters, which is unforgivable. Okay, so no, it was non-fictional characters. She doesn't care if they're alive or dead. She said that she didn't cosplay. I mean, obviously this was a lie, right? Because she's not cosplaying as a fictional character. It's so unforgivable that I break out in cospox even if I even attempt it.
Ah, you remembered! Yes, that's exactly right!
So then, what does this mean?
Okay, we got Makoto now as well. The V and E are still in the eye.
What? If what I said was the truth, then Hope's Peak Academy was...
What? Hope's Peak Academy was... Tsumugi can cosplay as them. There's only one possibility. Hope's Peak Academy is... It's fictional? What? Wait, are we in a different universe?
It's fictional. It's all fictional?
Okay, now that's a plot twist I never would have seen coming. So we are in a parallel universe where, just like in our own universe, Hope's Peak Academy and all events of the other Danganronpa games were actually fictional. They were video games that people played, and this is actually the real world in this game. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting. How are we gonna take this?
The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history never happened.
But again, all of this could be completely fake. We can't believe anything this person says at all. It could have been that this is a lie, and the previous statement was also a lie.
The future foundation and the remnants of despair do not exist. Because it's all fiction. None of it actually happened in the real world.
All of those events took place within a fictional world
Kyoko!
known as Danganronpa.
Yay, Danganronpa! Now let's have the Danganronpa opening theme. Yeah!
Danganronpa?
What? They said the thing.
Talking about.
They said the thing, guys. Okay.
What? You've never heard of Danganronpa?
Hello, Mikan.
That's right. Me, that nasty pig Bart, and everyone else are all fictional.
And Hiyoko.
Hold on. Then, Hope's Peak Academy doesn't exist?
Wait, it's a video game? Are we all in a video game right now?
Nope, because it's fiction. Doesn't exist in the real world.
What?
Isn't that surprising? Yeah. Up till now, you thought fiction was fact.
Fiction is just fiction. Danganronpa's just fiction.
Again, is it really or is it not in this universe? It could go either way at this point.
This whole Danganronpa story was just stuffed into your memories.
For that reason, you all believed that work of fiction was, in fact, reality.
And that's how we put on a cosplay performance for everyone to see. A cosplay performance of the whole wide Danganronpa world. Cosplay of the whole wide world?
Okay, but let's say that's true, and Danganronpa is all fiction in this universe. Then why would she... That still doesn't explain why all this is happening. So was she just like a Danganronpa video game fangirl and decided to make a killing game of her own? With these people? I don't buy that.
So, this was all fake? Everything was made up?
Like, if that was true, then how did she get the ability to do all this? Oh, hello, Izuru and Chiaki and... Like, if that was all true, how did she get the resources to do this killing game? If not from the rest of the remnants of despair and whatnot. How do we have all these, like, fantastical nonsense, like the exosols, and the hammers, and, like, robots that fly around, and Monokuma? Like, how do you have all that stuff if Danganronpa is not real in the universe that you're in?
The whole time, we thought it was real? Did you think the ultimate cosplayer's talent was only limited to characters?
It'd be kinda lame if that was all the big bad mastermind could do.
I can do far more than that. I can cosplay the world itself.
What? What is that supposed
So
to
if you
mean?
want to make me your enemy,
Then your enemy is the world of Danganronpa itself.
Danganronpa itself?
But why? Why would you do this? Why make us think it's real?
well, duh. It's so you don't play the killing game.
Wait. If this is true, that means that Kaede is real. This is big news. Hopefully this is right. That means that if this is right, that means that Kaede is real. Kaede is out there somewhere in the real world.
This is the world of Danganronpa, you know? No
Kaede was a real person, confirmed.
It's not just any killing game. It's a killing game
Nagito.
that takes place in the real world, propped up by fiction.
In other words, it's ultimate real fiction.
Ultimate real fiction?
Now you're just making words up. Also, there's no way you'd be able to cosplay as...
If it's fiction, if everything isn't real,
There's no way you would be able to cosplay as random people that fast if you weren't also in Danganronpa's universe. I'm sorry.
then the world being in ruins is also fiction, right? The world outside is fine, right?
That's right. Of course. How did you like that scene? Our staff worked very hard on it.
Your staff, huh?
Staff?
There's no need to worry about the people backstage.
Anyway, back to our conversation. You guys can just relax. The world hasn't been destroyed.
ain't happening.
You said it's not been destroyed. Do you mean like it hasn't it's never existed in the first place? Like, what are you gonna say?
Why? If the world is still intact, then we have homes to return to.
I told you that ain't happening, you dumb sea urchin-headed... Wait, that's me.
Monokuma, what's going on?
Do you really want to know? Forget about the world! It wants nothing to do with you!
What do you mean?
The walls of this academy are your world now! The outside world is of no concern to you!
That doesn't answer any questions.
The audience certainly agrees with me. Isn't that right, you guys?
Is this just some sort of killing game where the outside world actually enjoys it because these aren't real people, they're all just like clones or whatever that are having the killing game, and this is actual entertainment? Like I forget what was the there's a bunch of old movies that are along a similar line. Was it The Running Man? Something like that?